Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHUTV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well. This is the reaction video to West Ham United 4, AFC Bournemouth 0, and what a result that was. So let's talk about the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase retro kits from the 60s all the way through to the early 2000s, including the 1976 home shirt that inspired this season's home kit. There is the 1980 FA Cup final Trevor Brooking shirt as well, that also inspired this season's away kit. There's also the Boys of 86, the Paolo Di Canio 2000 shirt, loads of really cool stuff in there, guys. There's also West Ham colour inspired Admiral and Umbro track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally get will be going to Isla's Fight, so thank you very much for any purchases that you may be making. So as always, guys, let's start off with the team sheet. So in goal was Fabianski, with the same back four as the Leicester game, as well as Fredericks, Balbuena, Ogbonna and Aaron Creswell. Out on the wings was Snodgrass and Fornals. The whole defensive midfielders of Rice and Noble, with Anderson and Allaire up front. So it's kind of like a 3-2-1, sorry, 4-2-3-1 formation, really, which is a bit of a, which is quite a shock, if I'm completely honest with you. On the bench was Roberto, Zabaleta, Lanzini, Diop, Masuaku and Ayeti. And what a start the boys made. Absolutely superb. I know I say this a lot, guys. It's actually turning into my catchphrase, I reckon. The superb. But it really was. It was just, it was incredible. It really was such a brilliant performance. And the funniest thing is that the Noble's goal that on this clocked at the 16 and something minutes which wasn't Noble's goal. He was very well taken, don't get me wrong. It was going about 4 or 5 yards off to the right hand side of the goal, but it got a massive deflection and we're 1-0 up in 17 minutes. Now I'm surprised that, looking at it back at the minute, that it is still stood as Noble's goal. Very surprised at that, but we'll see what the dubious panel have to say in the next few days. And then pretty much 6-7 minutes later, a very well taken goal by Allaire. A brilliant kick from him. Absolutely, just everybody played out of their skins today. And as great as the result is, I'll come on to the other goals in just a minute, but as great as the result is, those players have to really look at themselves, because as I said to Nikki on West Ham Fan TV, it is clear there are about 4 or 5 players that Pellegrini fell out with, and so they just had their heads down for the last couple of months. They weren't playing for the club. They weren't playing for Lanzini. Pellegrini, I should say Lanzini. Playing for Pellegrini. I don't know who they were playing for, but it certainly wasn't us either, for that matter. Maybe they were just waiting to just pick up their wages as usual. Who knows? But guys, it was brilliant to see everybody playing proper football. Don't get me wrong. AFC Bournemouth were poor. They were absolutely poor as hell. But at the same point, you know, we played so much better football. Absolutely great. I'm not going to say fantastic. Just really impressive with it as well. Now, on the 32nd minute, Noble's brought down and a penalty is awarded through VAR. Every single VAR decision was correct. VAR made sure that there was the dive that happened by the AFC Bournemouth player in the first half. I can't remember who it was that went down. That blatantly a dive. I'll come on to the second reason as well. The third one is to say, this is the second one I should say. Noble's penalty was deemed as correct, but apparently people were actually saying that he scuffed his foot and went over, but there must have been contact. Now, Lee Mason was on VAR, and we all know, as I said from the preview, we all know what Lee Mason's like with us. And at the end of the day, the VAR got every single thing right. The penalty was right as well. Very late into the second half, Creswell was about to be given the red card. VAR checked it. even though they're starting to use VAR more than just checking for goals now. But VAR checked the red card, and it said no, it was just a foul. It was no serious foul play, and it was again 100% correct. I said at the time that it wasn't going to be. It didn't look like there was any intent behind it. He went for the ball, but at the end of the day, guys, this today is an example of what I've been saying all season. In actual fact, from what I said from the Euros to now 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, that VAR is right. It just depends on the people that are using it, and the technology has not failed us in any shape or form. Bournemouth may feel a little bit aggrieved about that penalty shout, but at the same point, there must have been enough contact in it for him to be able to go down in the way that he did. And on the 39th minute, 38 and a bit minutes, is recorded as 39th, Noble stepped up and the penalty went in, and we are literally 3-0 up, approaching half time. Absolutely rapturous applause. Do you know what? It was just brilliant. Everybody played out of their skins, played the socks off, whatever terminology you want to put for it. Snodgrass was just on another level today. Again, it was quite clear that he was trying to play for Pellegrini, but today the players looked like they had a big weight off their shoulders, and I really, really enjoyed it. And we go into the second half, and there was only one substitution for AFC Bournemouth, which was pretty much not important, if I'm completely honest with you. But the VAR made another check on the 65th minute. 67th minute, because the goal was scored in the 65th minute. A very, very good goal scored by Felipe Anderson. Now, it was checked for offside. I don't know how that was the case. When the ball was played through to Anderson, he was about 3 yards behind the player that was running for it. So how that on earth? Maybe they thought he was offside if the touch was done by the defender. Possibly. That's the only thing I can really think of. But again, VAR ruled it completely right, and it was 4-0. And what a performance from Anderson. Again, it wasn't the best from him. His passing was poor, but everything else was very, very good. Anything more than 4 or 5 yards in a pass, and Anderson's ball just broke down. He wasn't putting enough weight in it. He really, really wasn't. But as I say, we were 4-0 down, and it was brilliant. Absolutely rapturous, very, very happy for everybody. And as I say, I can't think of a player that doesn't deserve any plaudits. I mean, the worst out of there was Anderson. I mean, that's how good we were playing. That Anderson put an absolute shift in. It's just his passing really let him down on quite a few occasions. Just on the red card appeal thing, VAR review was on the 80th minute. By the looks of it, Masuaku was warming up, and it looked like he was going to come off, but no. Moyes does the right thing and takes Snodgrass off on the 83rd minute because he was knackered. I'm not gonna lie, he was absolutely tired out. He really was. So we had Creswell and Masuaku overlapping each other once again, and it worked superbly well. Lanzini comes on for Anderson on the 68th minute. Again, the right decision because as I say, the only thing that was letting Anderson down was his passing. Everything else was absolutely perfect for him. I'm really going to stop trying to say superb because but he was for Anderson. I said the Leicester game was probably the best performance he had this season. He's gone up another level today. He really went up another level tonight, I should say. Very happy with what he was doing across the entire board. But guys, thank you very much for your time. If you're new around here, welcome. It's great to see you. I hope you've enjoyed this content. As always, guys, put your comments in the comments section below. By all means, if you are new here and you like what I'm doing and you'd like to hear more from me, then by all means, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get to see when new content is going up. As I said, put your comments in the comments section below. If you like the video and you feel I deserve it, then by all means, please click the like button. If you don't like it, then click the dislike button. But do me a favour, guys, for those that are clicking the dislike button, at least have the honourable thing of putting down in the comments why you don't like it, because a lot of people are doing that recently. Click the dislike button with no justifiable reason. It's poor, let's face it. And also, please share this content with anybody that you feel may want to watch the channel and isn't aware of it yet. So thank you very much for your time, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. You will see me obviously tomorrow for the 8th day of 12 days of West Ham Christmas. There's also going to be the Gillingham preview coming up as well. Friday night on Facebook and Periscope is going to be the JPWHUTV Fantasy League roundup for this week. So keep an eye out for that as well. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your week whenever you're watching this. And I will see you very, very soon.